Today's video is an InShot video editor beginner's guide. And before I continue, make sure you have the latest update of this app. At the time of this video, it is now November 2022 while I'm recording it. And this app has been updated with so many features and new tools. So let's get started. So as you open up the app for the first time, you can choose to edit a video, a photo, and a collage. You can make a collage with that, okay? In this tutorial, beginner's guide, we're mainly going to focus on using the video editor part. Also, you'll see this section here called material, and you can tap here where it says see all and look for all the free ones that's available. Anything that's free, I would recommend that you go ahead and have it save on your device so you can get access to them. Okay, so the ones that you can't use will require you to pay for it, and honestly this app has so many free powerful tools that you won't need to pay for anything. Okay, and I've been using this editor for almost 2 years now, and let's go ahead and get started. So if you are about to start editing a video, of course you'll tap here and you want to go with where it says new because it's your first time editing. And every time you select new, you have the album section, which basically accesses your gallery on your smartphone. Okay, so it takes you there and you can choose to select a video, a photo, and just go with all, which is a mixture of the videos and photos. Okay, you also have this part here that says material, which is most of these will come pre-installed when you install the app on your device, and these are all like videos. You can use these to blend with other videos, which I'll show you a quick idea of how they work throughout this beginner's guide here. So going back to album here, to the bottom section here, you can choose what album you're choosing the files from. So this is all from your smartphone here, and if you select here, you have all your different albums found on your device. Okay, and you can choose from which one. So say you recorded something and it's within the camera section, you'll go to camera and it'll give you access to all that you have recorded with your camera. Okay, so you also have a blank, which if you want to start with a blank video here, you can do this here, and you can also set the blank video to how long you want it and then insert other videos over it and create yourself either multiple videos playing together or a photo collage, up to you. Okay, and it's every time you press back, you can choose to discard your current work in progress or just draft this. You can come back later and work on it. Okay, so that applies for any video that you're editing or photos as well. Okay, so we'll discard this for now because I'm not saving this here. So now let's go ahead and start to work with a video. So let's say I want to work with a video. Go to new, and I want to work with maybe perhaps this video in particular. Okay, so we'll select that and it's going to appear right here. The first thing you'll notice is that there are multiple tools found to the bottom section here. You got your canvas, add music, stickers, text, filter, PIP, which is one of the most powerful tools found on this editor here, allowing you to add photos or videos as overlays. You got your precut settings here, split, delete, background, and a few more other new tools here. Okay, so I'll go through most of them so you can get an idea of how this works. And you can also check out my playlist for InShot, as it has some in-depth tutorials on it. Okay, so say you're going to work with this here, you go to canvas and you want to change the aspect ratio of your video that you're editing. You can choose from any of these here. You'll see how it makes the adjustments here. All right, you can choose from any of these frames here. And also, if you were to choose one of these, you can take your two fingers like this here and zoom in or out of the video and also save it in that zoomed in status. Okay, so once you make your selection, press the check mark and you'll have that. For the music part here, once you go here, you can choose to add a song from what's in there. And I would recommend that you don't use what's on InShot, as most of those songs can be copyright, and if you do add that onto your video, you put it on YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is that you're using it for, you might get a copyright strike. So I would avoid using any music from there. However, what I would do is get some of these no copyright music. Make sure there are no copyright music that you can use, such as the NCS Disfigure. That's a song that I've used on some of my videos. So you can use one of those songs there, okay? And you also got sound effects here, okay? So these are all sound effects. You can choose from them and have them applied to your video. So let's go ahead now and say I want to add a song here on this here. But first, press the check mark and we'll head over here to the volume, because if you're going to add some songs to your video, you'll want to reduce the volume or completely mute the volume of that video so you can just hear the audio play. Okay, so I'll go now back to music and I'll say music, and we're going to where it says my music, because this is going to access what's on your device saved. So this figure here, it will give you a preview of how the song sounds, and then you go with use, and once you insert the song, you can choose to actually have it play as fade in and fade out. You can edit it by tapping here. So you'll see fade in, that's the start, and it fades out. You can adjust the volume of that inserted song here. And let's say you want the song to match the entire length of the video. So you'll go to the very end here and the video ends there, but your song still plays. So once you select the song, you'll see the split option here, and you can go ahead and delete that. And then you can come back to volume and adjust the fade out so that when it reaches the end of your video, it will fade out. And also you can do that for the fade in. Same thing with the effects here. Let me just remove this so you can hear the effects here. If you want to add a sound effect here, you can go with one of these here. So let's just go here. We got slurp. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use that. I'll bring up the volume so you can hear it. I'll press play. All right. Now, just like a audio track or file, when you select the sound effect, you can also come in and split it. You can adjust the volume, have it fade in and fade out. And if you made some adjustments to that inserted sound effect and you just browse over here, you'll see some more other options, and duplicate is one of them, where you can just copy that same sound effect. And again, if you want to delete something, you can select it and delete. And also the undo option. Any edits that you make at the time while you're editing, you make a mistake, a single mistake, two mistakes, just undo twice or once to remove that mistake. Okay, so you're pretty much free to do what you want before saving it. So you can undo any errors before saving it. Remember that, okay? So I'll delete that. Voice record, you can choose to record yourself. All right. So once you press that, it's going to have that countdown here. And as I'm recording this video here, you can hear me talking into this video here. And once you press stop, you press the check mark here, and you can come back here and listen to what you have just recorded. All right. And just like the sound file or music file, you can select it, split, adjust the volume, fade in, fade out, and also delete it. And if you browse over, you can also change the voice effects. If you're using your voice to record something and you don't want to sound the same, you want to sound different, once you select that recorded portion here, you can go to voice effect and choose one of these. It's pretty neat. It's a really cool app, and all of this stuff is free. Okay, so once you're done with these edits, press your check mark. You can always come back to the music section and adjust your audio, whatever it is that you have been using. Okay. Now we're moving on to the sticker portion here. The sticker portion has lots to offer as well. You have your sticker section here. You have your image here where you can add something from your device itself. You have a GIF here, which you can choose between the GIF or GIF, if that's what you want to call them, or choose a sticker to add on your video. And you can also search something in particular, or even browse through the different provided categories here. And it seems that inShot knows already that we are using this editor for making our YouTube videos. So you can find a subscribe sticker here or anything. And once you've inserted any of them or any of these here, you can now go ahead and edit that sticker. So I'll press the edit option here, and you'll just move over your video so you can see that inserted sticker right there. Okay. Now I can adjust the size of it. I can move it around. And also when I tap here, this icon right there, this will flip it. So if you've inserted something and you want it facing the other way, you'll see how it's going to be backwards here. And of course, you only want to use this for something that's going to be effective and not have your words backwards here, okay? And of course, you can delete that. We can go back in and add another sticker. Let's just say I decide to add this sticker here. All right, I'll just tap away here. You can go ahead and split it. Once again, you can flip it. This one won't really show us much here. And you can browse over here. Let's say you made an edit on this particular sticker here and you want the exact same edited version of that sticker you've inserted. You can go with copy or duplicate it to have them show up there for you. If we go here to the edit icon here, you'll notice it will take us to a animation as to how your sticker will enter into the video or your inserted GIF, okay? And you can have it like this here. You can have it like that, like that. Either one of these, you can choose how fast the animation plays here. So further to the right gives you a more slower animation, okay? And once again, you can come back here and change that. You can have it insert in or out with an animation. This here is your transparency of that inserted GIF or sticker, all right? And once you made those changes, you can come back and edit that. So I'll just delete that. We'll move over now to the text. You can access text from here, or you have your individual text section here. Okay, so you got text here. You can also access that as well. So once we enter into the text section here now, I'll just use the word text as an example. You press a check mark here and you can move it around. You can adjust the size of it. And also when you select the edit icon here, it's the same edit icon here as well. You can also change the style, the colors. So you got your color here. You can add different colors to it. Add your border here if you want a different border, a shadow, a label, and the transparency of that text. Now you can also change the style of font. And if you're new to inShot, once you go to the store section here, that'll take you to different fonts that you can install for free. And to get them, you'll just have to play an ad. Sometimes it's about 15 to 30 seconds long. Wait for it, and you can get these font styles all for free. Okay, so pretty cool stuff. Once again, free, powerful app. You have your spacing section of the text, whether the text can appear from the right, centered, or right to left, left to right. Okay, and then you can adjust the size of it here, the spacing between your words here, and spacing. If you had more than 2 lines, so I'll just say text again. Okay, we'll go with text here. And I go back here to the spacing here. This will separate how much space is between the text area section here. Okay, so I'll close this out here, close these out. Then we have the magnifier section, which is one of the latest new features found on inShot, plus the blur out. So if there's a part of your video you want to blur out, you can go here. Notice how it's blurry in this section, not the perfect example, but just to give you an idea of the different types of blur. And on top of that, you have your magnify here, where you can actually magnify what's there on a specific part of your video. And you can adjust the magnification with these tools right here. So you see how that zooms in and out. And then you can place yourself a little frame on the magnified section, also change the color of that frame, and you can go back in and choose one of these here. These are the shape as they appear, the silhouette shapes here. And of course, this is transparent. So when you're switching to the magnification, you have a different option here with the border frame, and you got these different blurs here as well in the mosaic as well. All right, so you can also come back here and make changes to it. Enough of these here. And now we got the filters section. Filters section can work for your videos or inserted photo. You got your pre-installed effects. All right. So if you want to add effects to your video, you can go with these. Some of these are free actually. So we have the ones that are not free. If you select it, they'll give you the thing where it says you got to pay for the pro section. All right. So just giving you an idea of how they look. And now once you insert a effect of your video effect here, you'll get that here. And you can tap on that inserted effect and adjust the duration as to how long it will play. Okay, and check out my in-depth tutorial on that here. You got more features for that. Now we're going to move over to filter once again, and we have the adjust section here. If we go to adjust, we can choose to manually adjust the sharpness, the video quality of our video, contrast, warmth, and a few other things here. So let's say if we want to sharpen the video that we recorded is kind of blurry, we can use the sharpen tool to sharpen it. You won't really see it here, but that's what it does. And any adjustments you make here, let's say I'm going to switch to the contrast here. You'll see that it's kind of faded like that now. And this little toggle here to the top, when I press it, it gives me how it looks before the adjustments. When I press that, you'll see how it kind of goes back to the original version. And then when I release it, it's going to show me how it looks with the adjustments. So these are little things so you know and be aware of. Okay, so that's effects here. We'll just remove all that stuff here. So filter, adjust, and video effects. So let's come out of here now. Now the best part of this editor, which is your PIP editor here. So when you select this here, let's say you want to place a video or something to play here, we'll go to PIP. It's going to take us here once again. And now that we're familiar with this section here, we can choose to insert a video, a photo, and I'll just use a video as a demonstration for this here so you can see how this works. When I select my video, it's going to appear like that here. Once that video has been inserted, you can, once again, like a sticker and a text here, you can adjust the size of it. You can flip it. You can move it around like that here. And if you wanted to fill the entire video frame, this toggle right here can do that for you. It fills it entirely. Okay, when I press it again a second time, it'll increase in zoom depending on the video size you have. And of course, if you don't want, you can take your two fingers and pinch it back like that. Now with these here, you have your keyframe, which keyframe also applies to stickers and text. I missed out on that, but there's an individual tutorial on how to use that. Check out my playlist once again. We'll go back and do keyframe in a moment here so you can see that. Now, just like your main video, you can choose to split it and delete portions that you may not want. Double split, select the part that you split between and delete that part here. Again, any mistakes, once again, go with undo. You can undo your splits. Now, one of the cool things about the PIP is when you insert a video here, let's say we increase the brightness here so I can show you what I'm about to show you in a better demonstration here. There's a set of tools going across here. You got delete, filter, but mask is one of the latest powerful tools out there. I did a tutorial using the PIP section. We got mask here, and we can use this to make many possibilities. All right, I've done lots of tutorials here, but just to give you an idea of how this works, it'll fade it in and out like that. And some of them gives you the rounding of your corners for your inserted videos and also for your photos like that here. Okay, so you can have these here shaped like that. Sorry about that. That's gonna have to wait. Yeah, my phone was running in the background as an update. Now, when I press the check mark here, you're gonna get that there. And any mistakes, once again, we can go with undo. If it doesn't apply to your mask, you'll have to go back into it, go to mask, and choose another one. All right. So going over now to chroma. Chroma will allow you to remove the background of your inserted video, and this will work best with videos recorded in green screen and blue screen. So when I move this little circle pointer here, say I want to remove all that orange in the background, as you can see now, I'll adjust the strength of it. And when I press this check mark here, now we only have the cover of the Samsung box here playing. So we removed the background. Very powerful tool once again. And you'll go back here if you need to make any more adjustments or reset it if you didn't want that, okay? So that's that. We have blend next, which you can use this for overlays, and I've done tutorials on that, but check it out. This calls for lots of creativity. Check out my shining text intro. That will make your videos stand out a lot. It's gonna take some time, but definitely worth it once you get the hang of it. So these are blends here for inserted videos. And then we have volume, same thing with voice effect. Once again, if you have recorded a video and you are speaking into it, you can change the voice effect of it. All right, we can adjust the speed of it, and you also got the curve tool here where you can set certain parts of your video to play faster and add points. So going to the top is super fast, and then as it plays, you can add a point, okay? You'll see that blue highlight there, and you can move them to where you want them to be, okay? So you can have a part play faster and slower, right? And once you save that, it will play according to that. Or you can go to the standard section, reset the speed here, and have your entire video play slow or super fast. Check out my tutorials on those so you can get an idea of how all of this stuff works, okay? So I'll just go back to the blend section here and remove that to normal and press the check mark here, and we'll also remove that. All right, so that's it for the PIP. Once again, I've done a full-on tutorial on that. You have your pre-cut section and your split tool. Pre-cut basically allows you to trim, cut, and split. However, I would always recommend if you want to remove a part of your video, you'll use the split from here. Wherever this white bar is, you'll press your split and say I want to delete from here to maybe over here. I'll insert another split, then I'll select that separated part. And when I press delete, it's going to remove that portion for me. So that's going to help me delete some parts. Okay. And if any mistakes, once again, undo will save you. All right. You have your delete if you're working with something else. If you want to add a background or a border frame, this is a little trick I learned a while back. When we go to background here, and I select this here, you can adjust the size of your video like that with your two fingers and just kind of get that little thin border frame like that right here, okay? And that's going to give you that border frame here. Let's kind of speed up some more here. We got our crop here. Once again, this is not changing the aspect ratio, but cropping your video. You can choose from the presets here or adjust these to work for you. Voice effects, replace and all that stuff, duplicating your videos. We also have flipping your video and freezing your video here. Let's go back now to the keyframe, which is how you can do it. So this will work for both text and stickers. I'm going to go ahead and add a sticker for us here. We'll go with this guy here and we'll press the check mark here. And now we'll want to play this across the video as to how far we want this particular sticker moving in and about of our videos. So when we're ready to do the keyframe here, here's what we're going to do. When we're ready to do the keyframe movement of a particular sticker or photo or text, we'll first have to adjust the timeline here. So first, I want this to move in a certain area up to here. We'll move this here, and we'll press the keyframe here. This is our first movement, okay? Now we'll move the timeline again, and I'll move the sticker here. You'll notice how the upside down triangle appears automatically. That's our next point. So we'll move the timeline again, and then I'll move this here. And once I let it go, another keyframe appears. We'll move it again. Stop here. I'm going to move this over here, and then the keyframe appears. Once we're done, I'll press a check mark here. And when I press play, you'll see how the sticker moves on its own. And that's pretty much how the keyframe tool will work for us. Notice how it's moving on its own. So if we want to have that sort of animation, a sticker, video, a GIF, or text move around our videos on its own, we'll need to work with the keyframe. Another newly added tool for inShot editor app, okay? And pretty cool stuff overall, all right? Now, we're wrapping up to the end here. I want to talk about extracting audio, which is another feature found on our inShot editor here. So if I tap here on this particular video, let's say there's an audio playing background here. I will go to volume. You will see the extract audio part here. Once you select that, it's going to copy the audio from the video itself. That original video will be in mute, but the audio will still be there, however, separated. So I'll go to extract now, and it will be a separate audio file from here on. And you can choose to edit that here. You can choose to trim it and drag it over to another portion of your video, and check out my tutorial on that. I've done a full-on tutorial as to how that works, just giving you a heads up of how this works here. Okay, now other than that, the extraction and all that stuff here, we have one more very cool tool that you may want to check out, and that's playing your video in reverse. So you'll find the reverse tool here. Once you've made your decision here, you can go with reverse, and it's gonna process it immediately as you select it, and your video will play from the end to the beginning, of course, in reverse mode here. So if you've been looking for that, this will be great for playing your video in slow motion backwards once you catch it in the right recorded format. So you can play yourself walking backwards or something returning back to you. Check out my tutorial on that. You'll get a better idea of how that works. But just pointing out that these tools do exist on your InShot editor. But for the most part, these are the tools that you will most likely be working with. If you want to see more tutorials, check out the entire InShot playlist that I've done, and you can get an idea of how this works for most of the tools out here in terms of full-on details. And if you enjoy this content, let me know in the comments section. Like, sub, and thanks for watching.